How does this make you feel? The word that comes to mind is thalassophobia, the fear of large bodies of water. Plunging into dark depths like that is most people's idea of a nightmare. This game manages to combine two terrifying sensations: falling and running out of oxygen in deep water. But then you realize you can breathe underwater, and then that fear turns into curiosity. Welcome to this installment of No Screams Attached, where we'll discuss the subject of Cosy Horror. Immediately I know what you're thinking. What the hell even is Cosy Horror? It's not an official term or anything. Let's dive into the first game, and I'll try to analyze what that term is. The first game is called A Game About Digging a Hole, and is literally just digging a hole simulator. The game starts off in the middle of summer with a man finding an ad about a house sale with apparently a treasure buried in the garden. Despite the fact that the house only cost $10,000, the game is pretty realistic. And the house is super cute. The gameplay is super simple. Dig in the garden, gather rocks you find, sell them, upgrade your equipment, and dig some more. Immediately I know what you're thinking. How is this a horror game? Well, I'm getting to that. After upgrading your equipment, the hole you dig starts getting bigger and bigger, eventually to the size of like a cavern. You get into this rhythm of dig, upgrade, and dig some more. You don't focus on anything else. Eventually, you dig so deep where you need a jetpack to climb out of the hole you dug. And then another weird thing happens. You stop hearing the birds chirping, and you stop hearing the cheerful music when you go that deep. With no birds in the background, your ears start picking up a low droning sound that plays as well. After spending all that time digging, that ambient sound eventually starts getting to you. But as soon as you get a tiny bit scared, you can rely on your trusty jetpack to fly you out of the hole, back to the bird chirping, back to the safety of the house. So that doesn't really scare you that much. And I think that's the essence of Cosy Horror. Scary, but gives you a way out, so it doesn't overwhelm you. For example, let's take a look at a traditional horror game like Outlast. Once those scary people start chasing you, you're in for the ride. You can't just pause the game and recharge your horror battery by doing side quests or resting or something. You need to finish that chase and carry on with the game, which is another chase basically. But again, this is just an element of the game. This is not the actual scary part of the game. Don't forget, this game is supposed to be a digging simulator. So after 45 minutes of actually digging and upgrading your drill, you forget that there's something else going on in this hole that you've dug. And where is that treasure anyway? After digging for 100 meters straight down, your lights stop working, and every new one you place just doesn't seem to turn on. Your hole meets up with a pre-existing tunnel, but you haven't dug that tunnel. What's going on? We need to explore this tunnel. So we go further down, and in the darkness we hear a growling, and we see this. Oh no, I lost my oars. That's the big twist of this game. Once you reach the bottom, it's just full of monster molds. That's what I like about this game. It doesn't give you a clue that this is gonna be at the bottom, so it just comes as a massive surprise. Despite all that, we're still here to find the treasure, so we gotta persevere. After basically playing Metal Gear Solid with these moles and just sneaking around, we find the treasure chest. Just making sure the coast is clear. There's no moles around or anything. Now, I'm not gonna show you what's in the treasure chest. I highly urge you to go buy the game for yourself and have a look. Just go on Steam, buy the game, and you'll see for yourself what's in it. It's worth it. Alright, next game. This is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's called Inside by a company called Playdead. There's very little going on about this game story-wise, as most is left to the player's interpretation. You play as a boy, where you discover eventually that the whole population of the world has been turned into zombies controlled by an unnamed corporation. Through gameplay, you explore a farm, a city, an underwater section, and at the end, a lab. So in this point, I'm just gonna be focusing on the underwater part of the game, as this was pretty infamous at the time. Again, mind you, this game was never marketed as like a horror game, but this underwater section is like the scariest part of the whole game. Up until this point, you were mostly exploring and escaping dogs and guards, whatever. But now the game introduces a new character to the game. The water girl, or siren. So after the city section, the game just throws you in the underwater part of the game, which has these massive underwater facilities that make absolutely no sense. Like, look at this thing. Never mind how was this even built. Why is it even full with water? So after you encounter her in a water tank, the game forces you to actually jump in the water and swim past her, which is all well and good until she starts chasing you. So up until this point, you just had dogs chasing you, which is fine. You know what happens when a dog catches you like that. But with this water girl, you don't know what happens if she catches you. And it's also underwater, which adds another element of like fear to the whole mix. And this part of the game, it just turns into manage your oxygen, escape the water girl, and keep moving forward. So in this point of the game, you're just terrified of water, right? Doesn't matter where you go. Doesn't matter how many doors you close on her, she just keeps finding you. Until you reach this scaffolding here, where you eventually fall in the water and the girl grabs you. But instead of a game over screen, it just keeps playing and it turns into the most iconic scene of the game. I'll just let it play out for you. So all this time she didn't really try to like drown you. She was just trying to attach this glowing orange device on your chest that eventually lets you breathe underwater. And that's where a big change in the game happens. Water is not scary anymore. Now it's fun to swim around and explore this massive underwater facility. I mean, there's still massive underwater saws that can still kill you, but it's fun, you know? It's not like this unknown underwater entity that keeps chasing you kind of fear, you know? This was like my favorite part of the game, despite how terrifying it was. This siren was like relentless when she was chasing you. And look, if she manages to get on your submarine, there's no way to shake her off. Like it's a middle game over. But this is what it felt like after you got the breathing ability. No more water girl, no more scary underwater section. It's just fun to swim around and explore and see these massive underwater facilities and how deep they go. And this is how this section turns cozy. Like, you know, there's nothing chasing you, so there's not really any danger until you get to the next section. Alright, this last game is kinda legendary. I mean, I think it's the reason why the term Cosy Horror exists. If you haven't guessed already, the last game is called Dredge. Dredge on the surface is a fishing game. You literally upgrade your boat, upgrade your rods, explore different cities, catch fish, sell the fish, and repeat. That's it. This is how genius this game is. You can literally just play it as a fishing game and not have anything spooky scary happen to you, even though the game will make absolutely no sense.
What the fuck is going on here?
In my opinion, the scary parts are like one of the best moments in the game. I want to show you one of my favorite scenes that I discovered accidentally. Now, the game takes place in these 5 isles and the ocean in between them that connects them. So one time I was playing and I was at this part of the map and I wanted to go at that part of the map. And I thought, what's the fastest way to go there? Probably that way, right? So here I am, minding my own business at night. You know, I've seen everything the game has thrown at me at night, so I don't care. So I was just traveling, minding my own business, doom-de-doom-de-doom. And then suddenly, whoa! What the hell is that? We've never seen a warning in this game before. What is it? And then curiosity got the best of me and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And you die. And that's like part of the lore of the game. This Leviathan is stopping you from leaving. That's why it just eats you when you try to leave the map. But in my opinion, not all monsters in this game are just scary. Some of them are just like gorgeous. Just take a look at this. This is an underwater tentacle monster that attacks you if you get closer to the middle of its lair. Take a look at the colors this thing has at night. It's almost calming and serene just lying there. And I think that's like the duality of this game. It combines a nice, relaxing fishing game in the morning, but at night, all these monstrosities come out. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, it really helps the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.